They have to, because while they took the step in the right direction, they got the map they needed, they still need that 2-0 if they want to start to put themselves in the playoff conversation.
Yeah, if they want to start to build up to something greater, if they want to be able to actually show what they have in that best-of-3 format, these two maps, Ancient and Anubis, more likely than not, you are going to see individuals give those best-of-3s, let alone the best-of-1s. Out. They become mainstays of Counter-Strike. Light and Dane, I like it. I think they're both fun maps. I like to see new maps into this pool becoming so prevalent. No longer your Dust 2 Inferno Mirage BO3s of old.
Good start. DJ's Dooley's going ham in-house, rather in Cheetah. House on the other end, Scar isn't doing so hot himself. It's not exactly the opener you're looking for, but the closer for Limitless seems a lot more impressive for the time being. Doom, a double back, keeps this round alive. Nifty still aiming for another kill in Cheetah as he takes it to on two separate fronts. GRAPE puts him back to level footing, and he's even going to extend that for the fact. 1v2 for Dan's the second pair of Dooley's taps away at the head of Dane. You know where GRAPE is. It's a game of 50-50s, a war of attrition that isn't a win for Limitless, but is certainly in contention. GRAPE at long range, he has to play the guessing game with the USP, and he has to be a little more accurate than the Dooley's. But you're not going to outshoot Dan's when he's hitting. Something missing from the first map has now come to life quickly on the second, and it may start to sell you short a little bit.
Bomb plant for Limitless. They have their opportunity to answer back. They pulled 4 players along with it. Dance is a nice clutch, but it's the ability to convert that we're going to have to see come through more than anything else as we go into this next one. They can buy their Galils here and there, a couple of SMGs and utility to go along with it. It's going to have to be a pretty conservative look from Might to be able to poke and prod on their own regard and see where Limitless are coming from. As of right now, they only have these 2 rifles in their hands. They're going to try and make some cash with the rest, and they need the early round utility on a map like Ancient. That's exactly what the bread and butter of it entirely is. It's that mid-control, and it's the ability to retake a bomb site after having expended 3, maybe even 4 nades. And as they go, it's a mid-fight, and Dance's back turned. His teammate's able to find one, but the MP9, never going to be the multi-frag weapon for the job, and as he does get his, it's going to be a man advantage for Limitless as they flood into A.
And I don't think these rotations come through in time. Nifty's the only one here, but he at least catches one with a nade out. Unsuspected was Dane, but Doom's close by enough to trade it out and keep the man advantage in welcoming favor for Limitless. Still an attempted retake for Might. Is inching closer. DJ may be the ace in the hole they're looking for. Snakes long range, dude. He makes this gun look broken, and he continues to go strong. Doom is barely locking down that kill at long range with the Galil versus an MP9, but still, it's the round falling the way of welcoming hands. Limitless taking them back and going 1-1.
This is, yeah, well, I mean, exactly the premonition that I had put forth. The inability to convert. It's going to come back to bite them. It's going to really hurt. Side of Might. Now left. Nothing but a couple of pistols. Again, left to only hope that their next gun round is going to be able to get all the fixings they need in order to be competitive, as Nifty saves for the AWP. After the next round, they're going to have to save, assuming they lose here. Eagle is hurt in A main. Be a little bit precautious now here, Limitless. Taking this control isn't going to be as easy as they had once thought, and as that smoke is dropped, they're going to have to wait even that much longer and try and find a new way of entering into this round.
Yeah, but there's a lot of info now for Limitless, I feel. After hearing that Deagle shot, after seeing the smoke thrown, you know this is a force, so they can really take their time with this one. This is more of a game of making sure your eggs are in order, more so than Might's. That's exactly what they're doing. Grouping up, attacking an area that even if stacked, probably not going to be winning it very convincingly if you only have Deagles. So with this, they decide to shift into B, which is where the stack is currently put. The 3-2 split does at least give some leverage to Might, but and from the get-go, it was the weaponry that was a problem. Maybe not. DJ, even with the limited gun, decides to do the opening damage to GRAPE, and a second shot comes through on ramp, which doesn't really go all that far. Now, it's just USPs getting plucked apart. Hopes and dreams for Nifty that'll never be answered. And Snakes is again too far removed to have an impact. So it's a 5-on-2. Might, you're going into a save. You might as well save. Unfortunately, there's no extra guns to bring away with you. So it's not even a lot of lethality to this next one. Instead, it's just pretty much more of the same.
Yeah, Carrying over this Mac 10 into the next round if you're Limitless with all 5 alive is going to be massive, especially if Poseidon might actually be able to get activated in mid here and find a couple more, as they're going to be able to shred them through into the following nonetheless. But here, as the economy really needs to be good, he jumps over the top. Great movement. Able to deal damage enough to the low HP of Poseidon. That one deagle shot is not going to cut it, though, and a little bit of a spam going the other way.
Oh my.
He heals himself a little bit right now, and I do not mind the BM. Get all up in their face. You deserve it after a map like that we just seen.
But I wouldn't go around waking sleeping giants. Maybe not the greatest of ideas. But you'll like to see players like Poseidon getting money early on. You know exactly what they're headstrong for when it comes crunch time. Oh, forgot to unclick mouse 1 there, my friend. Well, Doom is not entirely set up well, but still should end well. Maybe an ace. Don't steal it away, or you're a bad person.
Sign in. Kill him.
I mean, look, I said it. I literally said it. You know, if you steal it away, you're a bad person, and I stand by that statement.
I don't think
I speak from experience. All of a sudden, our player to watch, Dan's.
Yeah, may as well. I have talk to have with him after this.
Of course. We're going to start a dialogue. Well. Now as where the men are separated from the boys. Going into B, maybe not showing a ton of respect to the incoming buy. Mollies go out and damage comes in. But not for Limitless. Now it exchanges hands as Mello finds the opener on Snakes. B-bomb site's left a little weaker, and Mello's or not Mello, rather. No, it is Mello who jumps away victoriously and leaves Might scratching their heads as to how to chew this back. You've got Nifty hoping maybe someone gets a little over contentious in Cave, but it's nothing more than a hope just yet. Now it's a setup going back into ramp. You've got to do something, right? Especially with how big and spread out this map can be. You have to have info. You can't be sitting in a 5-on-4 with nothing. And that's exactly what they aim to take, but nobody's vulnerable to this right now. Just barely getting away in time. Seems Nifty won't be in order. And the only kill coming back is of Dan's through his smoke. Everybody's completely separated from this A site. There's a big vacancy right now, and Limitless know it.
Dance is going to be able to get here at least into the temple, but it won't really mean a whole hell of a lot. Danejoris will be completely covered by that box, and as he goes to re-clear A main, he dances back and forth, and Dance is going to have to be the one to fight into him, and as he does, no chance, no round win, as they announce the seed, they look to save, and Mello not spotting the op will soon have heard him from Donut side, and they're going to be onto the hunt. Hell yeah, you are going to be. Look at the thousands of dollars they've got stacked up.
And you can pretty safely assume that there's some big weapon in play, and now you know that. Nifty's op is all the way running for the hills. However, I'm surprised to see this pacificity out of Limitless. I definitely thought they'd be way more headstrong about trying to take this gun away, yeah. But at the same time, Nifty's danger over this series has been very minimal, and in these past couple of days, it seems we've seen a lot of struggle. I can't remember how many kills he ended last game with, but I don't think it more than like 6. So, I guess I understand if that's the case, but still, I wouldn't be giving them a chance.
A little bit of a timeout. Might needing to take down one now as the D side is starting to run away a little bit here in terms of not only the money, but in terms of the round count with the AWP and AK saved. Will they be able to put forth in this round? The answer, not a whole hell of a lot. They're mainly going to be gearing themselves up to the 1 to 5 if they're not able to make it work with 2 guns. Time goes by this first half. Dwindle. Round count, the gap. One that they were able to close pretty considerably over on Anubis as it got away from them as well. Maybe we'll see that same level of resurgence in only a moment. As pistols is all that the rest will be able to afford. It's certainly not a dead in the water purchase with that AWP being in play, but it's a matter of getting it activated and getting it supported by the rest of the crew.
And again, they're just going to go out mid. This is something that Limitless have dominated for the majority of this game. Mid control. Poseidon single-handedly splitting them apart. And instantly shutting the round out of contention. Mello's not even going to respect this smoke. Snake's on a 5-7. Why bother giving it to him?
Nifty's stuck.
And now Nifty is on an island of his own. Consistently now, he's been around the cave area, but he's never been spotted in the opening parts of this round. And now, hold on, because this is interesting. He's shifting for a save, but did he hear Dane? If he finds this kill, they've got to go back into him to get the bomb. This is huge. And you know he's here, Nifty.
Wait a minute.
One shot changes the round, and they've just given it to him. A chance. It's not favoritism, but it's an opportunity. And Nifty has a plethora of places he can go to try and find isolations, to try and slow them down, keep them guessing and on their toes. It's his time to shine. One of the more storied players in North America as it stands. It's time he shows what he's made of.
Through that ramp, they've gone. The double bodies to grab that C4, and as they realize he's no longer there are only so many other places he could be, but if he finds this one, then he's able to readjust. There could be room for more, but not quite. Not able to get where he wanted to be. The shadow advantage, but he doesn't take the first fight. Instead, he turns onto a swivel in the backside of the cave. It had to be a no-scope in the middle of the air, but he can't even cock the gun back in time. It's Mellow to finish it off, but there was still room for that one to go haywire, as he had a line of sight onto a player back turn. Luckily, for Limitless, he's not able to find it.
That's a shot he just had to hit, simply put, right? I mean, it was handed over on a silver platter, whether you wanted to delay it or not. It wasn't entirely, meaningful. Point is, you still had isolations had he hit the first shot, which should have been a freebie. And you could see just how downhill things go from there. But it's an opportunity still that Limitless did end up giving to Might. Closing down, I honestly don't entirely think they did all that hot in doing so. Poseidon, though, a change of heart. The off is walking up into B. That flashback is huge, but Snakes doesn't commit. Instead, jiggles back away, dumps the molly, a safer approach, but a less rewarding one.
And eats that nade, still holds the line though, and Nifty might walk into it if he's not careful.
He
takes
missed
the shot, but not at Nifty. He takes it at the player at the back of L, and as he misses it, Nifty does not. Claims the life in the head-to-head of one that has been kind of a one-sided affair for the set of best of ones we've seen thus far. At least here on Ancient, he's gotten himself into an even standing, now taken to 6 and a 7 through the wall. Nifty, that's not allowed.
Well, he may have not picked up the clutch, but he has certainly shifted gears. This round is, by a long shot, pretty much over. And they're even giving up the site to Danejoris, knowing that even if he gets the plant, it's not going to mean all that much. But this molly could maybe make things a little more interesting. Nobody's in Donut right now. This is a free spot to go in for your post plant. And utility's sparse, sure. But a lot of these rounds hinge on just having a chance, and Dane's certainly's given one, but he needs one kill back, and the trades are too sublime to let that happen. Doom, it's all on you, my friend, and Nifty won't let him come close. The op won't miss a shot twice, and Scar will collect a defuse for a finally converted round in Mike's favor.
All right, Nifty's starting to heat up now. This is where it gets a little bit scary. This is the kind of moment where it's like, okay, well, now Nifty's online. He's not even just playing the game anymore. It's gonna really mean CT side a lot more legs to it with him activated, giving the room to the rest of the squad to be able to really give that same level of tenacity in the rounds with AKs taken off of the bodies of the fallen Limitless members now who have to reinvest into theirs. It's no sniper for Poseidon, who opts instead for the 5 rifle setup, and it's not a map that is a bad look on, I have to say. Oh no, the molly fluff though hits Nifty in the middle of the air, and it drops them into cave, doubled up and locked in for at least the time being.
Feels like this is one of the rare times that Limitless haven't gotten control of B ramp for free. There's a lot more contending than I actually thought would work. But no, they don't even go in after the nade. This is just fear being instilled into Limitless hearts right now. And even though they've gone into this round with a default, it's significantly less controlling than we've seen in prior affairs. Dan's, is he getting ready for a repeat in mid? It does kind of feel like something's brewing for Might with the flash in the hand of Nifty and 3 players in close proximity to swing, make that 4. You know what map control they want, and they'll get it with flying colors. Nobody here to defend, but they're playing around this. Limitless are waiting to get this info of what Might are doing, and now look, a minute remains, and there's less than 1 full set of utility on Might.
Mance drops that smoke. Doom's on the other side of it, just holding for any aggression, and that's going to give him early warning signs to the fact that it is not going to be the case. Body stacked up at B are soon to be made known as Nifty's off. Not sure if it was spotted onto that jiggle, but Mellow soon enough will beat it. He's not careful. Flash to set himself up into it. Not heard by Nifty, who does not take the shot, but also does not waver from the angle. Eventually is warded away from it, but it's an 8-8. A molly down and wasted time. Time that Limitless do not have, because they need to get that bomb planted after they take these tools. And by the time that happens, what has Dance done? Walks right into Scar, dealing the damage as his teammate finishing the job as the rest, but Nifty is on the case. The bomb is to be planted, but he's at least gotten them one as he slides in through tempo for more.
Oh my god, he can't even stop it. It's all down to Snakes in a 1-on-3. This round had success written all over it from Might, but one fatal misstep ruins it. And there goes Snakes from an audacious play out of Grape, walking straight through the smoke, knowing that round should have never been theirs. Limitless have robbed Might.
Dance gave them the keys to the house. Literally said, walk right in. Here's the flat screen. So unfortunate to see. That's going to be something that they look back on less than kind eyes, to be honest with you, Anthran. Because Scar already being 1-7. Like both he and Dance played a part in the downfall of that round, which otherwise looked like it had some great potential to be won.
Yes.
They walk away with the time being where it was. 20 seconds they had to win 3 separate 1v1s. Oh, man.
That's one of those setups where it feels like the only way you're fighting that, I mean, you know what they're going for, but you have to high-low it. And that's what I'm talking about sometimes, right? With I'm not even going to say some of these more shoe-in-esque teams, but the fact is Might have had some instability until rather recently. That's one of those things that's not really going to favor them. Those chaotic plays in the middle of everything going on, things that you can't really communicate. You see a lot of struggle out of Might. You see them panic a little bit. And that's another one of those spots. Here might go back to what worked before, which is just holding on to map control until forced to listen. Otherwise, Nifty, dude, what are these MP9 kills? One at long range, damage on Dane. They throw a nade back in Cave, and Nifty eventually falls via spam. But they still come away like bandits currently in a 4-on-3. This
is going to be a quiet way into A, or into B rather. Mello does sneak around the corner. His teammate not ready for him, but eventually Mello will be just as surprised by his presence with 20 seconds left once again. They're cutting themselves short. They've dropped the smoke. Molly not able to be put down, but eventually Poseidon will. It's a clutch, one that's possible, one that entirely relies on him getting that bomb down as he crosses the front side of the site. Default going to be a spam. Easy enough for Scar to be able to collect, at the very least, as Limitless tied the half. Take it one step further, but Might aren't done just yet.
Good rebuttal from them too, honestly. I've loved this somewhat resurgence from Nifty in this map specifically that's at least given Might a fighting chance. But it's not the end-all be-all, and we do have to consider that a lot of the kills coming from players like him are wall bangs, smoke spams, timings really that aren't entirely in their control. That last round, quite the inverse end of, well, there he goes. And Op is no problem anymore. Nade goes in the smoke, pops it open. For the side of Limitless is Dan's. Eats a chunky bit himself, and they're starting to swarm him in. They know he's stuck in Donut. They know the resistance is going to be few and far between, especially with the backup being lackluster, and they're waiting for the smoke. That's the only thing stopping Danejoris and Mello from committing into an A approach just yet. Dan's goes in off of timing. It's spotted, but he doesn't seem to know about a second player's presence here. Maybe an idea, but not a good enough one to secure the kill.
Snake still stands at LeBron. Eyes in wait, great. Eventually puts it through. Awkward angle to have to transpose on two, but Scar can only get his one. Deciding to doom the dynamic duo, the new boys on the block now left with only one player between them. And winning out that half at 7 and being able to pull them ahead economically once again. Doom still zoning out CT spawn while Poseidon clears out the rest. The bomb on the back of the former. For this timing, he feels comfortable enough to be able to put it down, and it should be now as that Molotov hits the floor. EJ can silently walk through, but they're actually going to head themselves back towards B, excuse me, it seems. No, they're just kind of dancing back and forth with the idea. They need to commit to something sooner rather than later. As DJ has heard them a moment ago. Eventually, they'll make their final commitment. Thank the Lord, because it would have been really scary if they had fallen back into A, where he was lying in wait.
I mean, regardless, the worst thing would have been just straight up indecision. That would have worried me about something like that. That seems like one of those spots where both Poseidon and Doom are saying, no, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And it's two separate pages, but at least they get themselves on the same one and they stay with it. Both of them going back into square, and DJ, yeah, he's heard them, but they're spacing together. This is an easy trade. There's no world you get both of those kills, and it's plays like that. And look at the BM, dude. Double spam. Limitless are feeling themselves up 7-3, and your buy is shot.
Yeah, they're blacklisted on Prac. No more scrims for you. I wonder if there is anything actually going on between that. I feel like they should be, like, friends.
I mean,
a couple of them.
Like, I heard, I don't know if maybe they have to type to call a timeout. Probably do. But I did hear, like, a message pop up toward the end.
Yeah. We have a lot of people in chat right now who are affiliated with both Limitless and Might. Is there any beef, or is this all in good faith? Because I think it's in good. I think they're just being silly guys.
Regardless,
I don't really know. I don't really know. Oh, I'm down.
Let's start hating each other. Wait.
Okay. What's the Twitter beef gonna be after this one?
If there is not, like, a thread with at least 20 replies of 2 people going at it, then this is an utter failure. And I'm talking essays, bro.
Yeah.
It's not essays for now, it's Deagles and P250s. Nice nade. Doesn't do as much as I would have thought. Sneaks. Good timing, my friend. You've avoided catastrophe.
Where okay, headbutt. This is where Limitless can really start to walk away with this second map and feel comfortable heading into their defense. On H, or Anubis rather, it was a strong look from them there. Stronger than their offensive even. Oh, not something you'd often see, but not something you'd often see is that, as Mello is caught into the corner, as DJ reads it perfectly, not able to connect onto the next, though, is great. Avenges his teammate, makes good off the life lost. B still looks like the final point of contention. Makes it distance with a 5-7 is not really going to be all too likely to find that one, but now Nifty is up at bat.
Oh, and they know somebody's here. So many players overwhelming the measly AK. Poseidon's health eventually gets the better of him, but they've pretty much locked down the information that A is going to be vacant. However, this is a viable 2-on-2. There's an AK in the hands of Snakes, and while Dan's isn't so lucky, he's at least fortunate enough to have great positioning for this. The big ace in the hole for Limitless is the fact that they should have a free plant for CT spawn, and that's going to be near impossible to counter with the resources available to them. Snakes, a huge 1v1 to soon take. This may dictate the round's outcome, and there it falls. Danejoris, no sweat, even on the low health. Picks up an 8th pretty cleanly and sets Limitless up even more impressively than in the first map.
All right, one more to go. Nifty's got his AWP as he's looking hot to trot in this one so far. He can do any more damage before we flip things around, and it's he who needs to take the opening engagements. Letting Limitless walk into him. Unless they're on the other side of the wall that he just spams and finds their heading. But doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. It's fast towards A play we have not seen even a singular time in this map thus far, and it's caught them off guard. It's locked them out of the site entirely as they're stuck inside a donut. The plant is free.
This is what I said in the other game. Like, and it wasn't even from the T side perspective, but the defense, where Limitless were just keeping Might on their toes at all times. This is the same thing. Something we haven't seen, haven't alluded to this entire half. What a time to bring it out. And while there's no kills just yet, time is dwindling, and Mello is waiting for the perfect moment to throw this Molotov. As soon as Snakes makes the next move, oh wait, no, that went a little too deep. Snakes is going to beat him to the punch. This could be a free kill back in from Snakes, and all hell is soon to start to break loose. People overwhelming the little forces Limitless have on the remaining of the site, and it's not even planted for Grape and CT spawn. So many players, so much backup for the lone defense.
One kill?
Nifty spam is your only hope, and he can't come close. Not a scratch on him. It's an 8-4 finish. Impressive from Might, but still a lot of work needing to be done. Even more impressive than the first, Limitless sit atop a pretty nasty 8-4 lead. Their pistol success has been superb. Now, maybe, just maybe, they could put a nail in the coffin with another one here. Yes, sure, they may have not come out of the gate swinging on this one, at least pistols-wise, but it still was close. I expect nothing less here. It's a pop, I think, from Might. I like it. It's audacious. We haven't seen a tempo like this out of Might, and I think it's a good time to bring it out. Instill some fear, and that's how you do it. Dualies up high, only get the one.
Thought there might have been a little bit more into the tank there as he was spamming away. There was a stray bullet that could have been made. The player at the front dying first is going to be a difficult ask for him to really topple anymore. There's so many bodies to try and track down. Eventually they'll fight their way back, but Mello being stuck out in mid is going to be the first point of contention they need to break through, and as they can't, this round becomes all the more difficult as they fly through. The movement's good, but Doom needing to get the kill more than the movement cannot. Snakes is good for it, and a 4-man still stand. This is going to be a statement from Might in the pistol. That's both the pistols in this map, actually.
Something's brewing. Well, no
Stop
real
kissing-
question.
stop kissing
Wait,
chat.
what the? Hey.
Yeah.
I got auto-modded twice.
That's awesome. Mid for free.
Well,
Jay walks it up. Doom doubled into the cave, and once again want to head towards A. Might. It was a good story for them previously. This Deagle's gonna have to get out of the way as he's not able to do so. This Mac-10 runs him down. Oh, wow.
Dude, these SMGs out of Might are actually insane. Definitely an underrated thing, and it feels like their success is just unmeasurable. But finally something back. Some good news for Limitless that seems to come a little too late unless the Mac-10, no more to that. Still low as Scar, so he is a little vulnerable to the Grape Deeg, but now he himself is getting overwhelmed. And there is no escape at this point. You have locked yourself into CT spawn, and your only goal is maybe to take somebody with you on the bomb explosion.
Yeah, I mean, that's really going to be all that he can pray for at this stage in the game, as Nifty and both DJ are on his back foot. The Galil finding the kill would be okay, but DJ, I'd like to see him jump ahead first. Does elicit a shot, they now know where he's at. DJ is going to take that fight more often than not. 6th round for Might and good cash flow.
Oh.
What? Okay, that's one way of doing it. That's,
He's dead.
The greatest gun, he's going to die anyway, but all good.
Well, that hurts for Limitless because now what was once a really impressive 8-4 lead in the span of like 2 minutes is almost going to be nothing. This is a save, likely 7, and now we get to see Limitless tested a little bit more. Back against the rope. Remember back to Anubis, Limitless were never out of the driver's seat realistically. Yeah, maybe there's an argument to be made about like a midway point in that first half, but beyond that, it has always been Limitless game to be played, and now it's a little role reversal. Now, Might are looking a little more fearsome.
Yeah, they're so much closer than Mello could have ever been ready for. That SMG is going to take him every day of the week. And the bomb site just the same. This is effectively just going to be them playing for some semblance of an exit. With that, 5-7 could be potent in close range proximity, and he's got 2 players just behind him. It's the triad trying to get a gun. They might take their attempt at it. I think it'll be a little bit unexpected if all 3 are here, so we'll see how it pans out.
Well, answer is it will not. It will not be very good. Poseidon has let his boys fall as he ran for the hills like a coward.
Vader SMH.
That's what I'm saying. He didn't even get his one.
Guys, we are kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah, you're so biased towards Poseidon that you trash talk him on air.
It's true.
Can vouch.
Vouch, real. As we go into this one with a 1-round distance, no AWP for either team. It's the SMG still up into the hands of Scar, less than ideal, up against the full rifle stack now, as they've got head armor to go along with it. This looking to prove themselves worthy of an ancient win and a 2-0 on the night, but as it stands, it's a fast day once again, and one that Limitless have yet to be able to answer back upon. And it's He's inside of the site. He's going to be that retake more often than not. Unless Doom does that! Double through the smoke down. Our Scar and Dance. And this is an easy retake.
Outplayed, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
This is ridiculous. A 3-on-5. And the only way that Limitless got kills were straight up through a smoke. But the counter utility is not that bad. It's just the fact that there's overwhelming presence from Limitless right now that can't really be countered. And did DJ just molly himself off by accident?
No,
yeah,
I think they mollied him. Pretty sure they mollied him.
Okay, okay. Yeah, okay, it was. You're right. I looked in the top. Blue molly up there. I don't know why I thought I saw that, but it doesn't matter. True, honestly.
Brain off.
Start talking, man.
Yeah, sir, stop think.
Still plenty of money to go, though, for my really not a big issue that they lost a round like that. But certainly a sigh of relief for Limitless, who I feel like needed something to stand on a little more concretely.
A little more solid.
Sure.
That's huge from Doom. One of the players on Ancient who, having watched this team, struggled a little bit, to be really honest with you. Maybe not individually, but certainly in the decision-making department, and that is one that really pulls them ahead in that round and in this game, and an all-important one to turn over. Double at a near flawless retake to try and make as Nifty's op is made known. They can zone off this B bomb site for quite some time, knowing he was in that direction. This is nice.
It's a weird split for Mike. I don't really know how successful this is going to be. Feels like by default, Dane has played in Donut and is comfortable with letting them have A. But you're about to try and counter this insanely strong crossfire Limitless. Like, now, okay, I like this reroute. Or is it even? I mean, this is kind of just time being wasted. Dane flashes back in. It's a false sense of security, but they're not doing anything with it. And they know that people are now outside B. First kill comes through, the second walks right in, and Grape is given a hand-me-down 2K. Nifty all the way around the world with the bomb on his back is losing players and losing them fast. The captain of the ship may go down last, but doesn't make it all that brave or heroic.
Just try to dry swing towards the bottom of the doors, man. I need to say something. They just walk through one by one, dry swing, no smoke, no molly, no flash. Nifty posts with the op, but spots nothing. He has a flash. Send them through. Give them a chance at life at the very least. They've got the A site cleared out. There's no reason to be going quiet anywhere else. You've got an entire bomb site with nobody on it. Either go back towards A. That's option number one, right? Option number two, send a flashbang for them to retake Banana.
This is interesting. I think Limitless are essentially going with an approach. Wait, they're not going to plant. They're saving. All right, well. This is insane because look how far up Scar is. Yeah, they don't have a smoke, but I don't think this is the right idea here. You've given them 10. You put yourself at risk. If Dane clears the corner, no. Okay, it's a very hard angle to expect, but gee, I don't know about that one. That was a little head scratching right there. I'm with you. That just felt sloppy from Mike from the jump, where it was. I mean, I literally said it was a weird split at the start of the round where they took a lot of really good space in A, but they never did anything with it. They essentially let it go by, and it looked like for a second there you started to see a different show of face from Nifty as he with the bomb transitions back a little bit, but instead just posts, waiting for a mid push. And it just doesn't really make sense. You're not aiming to get anything there. Say what you want to happen happens on B. Your players at A are still so far removed, they're not going to get anything out of it.
It just felt like wishful thinking. They thought they would win a heads-up aim duel and be able to walk it down. That was never going to be the case with the amount of bodies they had there, known and confirmed based on the utility and the sound cues to go along with it. 10 now deserved by Limitless, and we'll see that continue to come back to haunt Might. Their defensive wasn't as strong as they would have liked it to be with Nifty. Still, not quiet in this game in the slightest. Putting his best individual foot forward in a majority of these fights he's given. He's still able to hold his own as Snakes is doing the same. Everybody else starting to catch up little by little as the round count begins to sway. It's going to be Grape burning at the backside of the pillar. Down now to 29. Not able to get out in time before we lose the majority of it. He can't get a singular kill, and neither can anyone else. This is almost a switch of a light. Out.
Wow.
Darkness overwhelms Limitless. Oh my.
I mean, this is more of the Might that I want to see. With the talent they have on this team, I think it is criminal to not try to maybe take a couple of heads-up aim duels. I'm glad to see them start to do that a little bit. Demand respect. No, command it out of Limitless. The fact is, these last few rounds have been dictated by Limitless pace. Where in the last one, they literally had ramp or banana, whatever you want to call it, the entire round. From the jump, they had 3 players there. You can't let that happen. And they, the entire time, had no idea what was going on in mid. They had no idea what was going on at B. They had no idea what was actually going on at A, or in Donut, or in Temple, because nobody ever took any sort of initiative. Here, role reversal. They don't allow time for the rotations. They don't let Limitless set up. They catch them with their pants down and just pop onto 3 unsuspecting players.
Well, back to the old grind now for Limitless, as things aren't as much of a cakewalk as they were expecting it to have been. The money never really leaving side of Might as these last couple of rounds have transpired. Despite Limitless keeping them honest, it's been enough to keep them at bay. They need to blow the smoke. Nobody directly spotted on the other side. It wasn't as deep as they needed it to be, but now they can head through. This is good. A Molotov to the left. Body is now able to clear things out with bomb on the shoulders of Nifty once again. Gotta be careful at where they go after the fact, because it's a very conservative and passive Limitless once more. They're playing for them to walk into their lines of sights, because they don't really have a whole lot of utility to do anything else, Anthran.
And this almost seems like it's the exact same thing they did a couple of rounds ago, with the added element of respect and B ramp from Limitless. So I'm still a little suspicious of how this round is to play out, especially with only 50 seconds left on the clock. They haven't advanced past any basic bare bones T-sided positions, and at this point, well, yeah, there's not a ton of utility. Dane still has a good belt on him. There's still a stack at B. They just threw a smoke to stop you. You're not execing in until about 20 seconds left. So again, we fall into this hole of one thing goes wrong, one unexpected thing goes against you, and you might just go on to lose the round. Damage favors them in the initial exchange. First kill is the inverse. Op is still here with the crossfire fully established, and 4 kills come through within the blink of an eye. DJ, no rebuttal, and an 11th falls to the side of Limitless.
All right. Away to the distance. Buy back. One still being somewhat discussed. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a timeout come through. No, actually, they're just going to go all in for it.
Wow.
Ready about this one. They need to be, because this is game on the line, really.
I agree.
They got dirt moving into this next round if they can't pull away with the...
Oh, no.
They need. That need is fumbled, but I mean, it wouldn't have done any damage to the T's. It does 3 damage to Doom. I guess all's well that ends well. No harm, no foul, but it could have meant a whole hell of a lot worse of a scenario for them, potentially. But that's not the world we live in. It's all good.
Could have been horrifying. But it's not a horror they yet have to face.
Good.
Instead, just trying to save face. They sit outside mid in A main. But I still like this a lot more than the inverse, because in the past few rounds, it felt very hands-off. They didn't get info anywhere. Here, at least they know. Limitless have not aggressed up B ramp. They have not aggressed up A tons. They have not aggressed up mid, which is a good start. I was scared. I was scared, man. I thought Dan's was going to walk in.
Danejoris, the last line of defense in mid, as they look to make their way through. Dance, certainly a force to be reckoned with, but Doom, the 3D is about to meet right now. A triangle of death. Not including DJ. Sorry, buddy. He's not nearby.
Not included in this one.
That'd be a square. I know my shapes.
Oh, hold on. Look at Poseidon. Poseidon is in the pitch-perfect spot to find massive success in this round. The flashes are going to be everything, but that nade is even more crucial. The fact is, it lands straight on the dome of 3 players and instills fear onto the soon-approaching T side. Yes, they have to worry about their flank and CT spawn, but now all cards are laid out in front of them. If they can win their duels in A-tons, if they can drop the bomber, cause a temporal delay, Nifty is still here, stuck! Oh, that one shot could have changed the whole round, but instead, by the skin of their teeth, timing-wise, Might will again come out victorious and keep Limitless somewhat respectful.
They get away with it, but only barely. By the skin of their teeth, they pull away with a 9th, and it's the CTs now on the back foot running it out. Is Mello with the one gun bought back? They might be able to go for a force buy, and that'll offer them up a tie, potentially might, but that's something that Limitless can actually afford to do if they so please. But time that will tell. Might be for the best that they do go for that save, that they give them all chances that they need until the end of this game with the loss bonus continuing to build to be able to make it work, to make it happen. But I feel like it would make more sense to save on the rounds that you've got no loss bonus and just full save on the rounds as it continues to build up, though. You know what I mean? As opposed to putting all your eggs in one basket with nothing.
Yeah.
After the fact, why not throw it all on the line now? Because God forbid they save now, right? They go into that next round and they lose. That's where things get a little bit painful. It'll be 11-11 with nothing.
Well, you'll still have some reinforcement here, even though it won't be the greatest. But
yeah, I think this next gun round should be enough for them. Actually, it'll be scary to be at 11-11 with not a whole hell of a lot of money, but no.
Even if not, you could you could like half buy here or in the next round, one of the two, and then buy in 10-11 instead.
Oh,
and there goes your only gun. Well, GG. Like you are not fighting in this round. That was a head scratcher there. I feel like you're gonna want to set up the rifles in this round.
I ain't getting that back anytime soon as that smoke hits the ground either.
There's just like almost no world that Mello gets some round-winning play there, especially with an A1S. Like you can get a couple of kills, sure, but at best, you're going like 2-3 for 1, which is still a good win. It still removes your only rifle from play. Like nobody was ready to go back in and pick up a gun. Nobody's ready to trade him out. Nobody was ready to bait off of him. Which is why I'm not a big fan of that.
Well, USP's in an interesting little stacky stack here. How we'll see this one unfold if they go in dry. If they choose to do so, they might be in for a rude awakening. Gun barrel seen, smoke drop close, and Poseidon is the only one that they won't really know about, but another dance. Almost team kill moment. It's okay, though. Everything seems to fall in line after the fact now as GRAPE is all that stands between them and finding the double digits that they so desire.
This is looking scary for Limitless. It really is. I'd like to see them get a little more hasty with their movements. I think it's about, again, time that they change up from this somewhat static and linear defense of sitting back and playing reactive to what Might are doing. Because it's really not been great. And it's not like it's been close affairs, like 1 or 2 kills off. Like, most of these rounds have been fairly one-sided, the ones that Might are winning now. No. Okay, he doesn't have a kit. Never mind. No chicanery afoot here.
Chicanery. You like that word? You like that word? No, you do.
I do.
All right, let's see it. No WAP. Utility is going to be a little bit scattered. Like I said, that 11-11 is going to feel really claustrophobic for you, playing for OT more than anything else at that stage. Hope and pray. Following this, have their guns, whether they win or lose, enough of a standing to where the buy into the following will be somewhat competitive, or at least rather the save. I can only assume. They budget well enough. It'll look formidable into this round up against the Might. He's got everything they need. I want to see what the change up here is.
Has to be one. Has to. I'm also intrigued, especially minus the AWP of Poseidon, which has, I mean, even though it hasn't had as much impact as Limitless, it has definitely been impactful in a lot of these gun rounds. And, I mean, I won't say this one's passive by any stretch of the imagination, but it also wasn't super aggressive. Instead, it's the inverse again. Might go straight into the site with no holds barred. Sure, they've got damage to worry about on Scar, but reinforcements are ample and ready to go behind him. Other kill on Dan's could be a different story, though, with an extra molly to try and deny a plant. They're waiting for Nifty to put it down. He should get it in the nick of time. He'll have to take some ship damage to the Molotov in the same round. Scar finally falls after being taken so low so early. These kills aren't starting to add up in the favor of Limitless whatsoever. It's a 2-on-3. There's no kits. There's no utility. And while the smoke starts to subside, they need to get these frags back, and they need to do it quickly. Spam through. Nifty's a little worried about the angle he's stuck into right now. Famas, couple of bullets in. 2 shots away from dealing the killing blow to Nifty, but now this one is in the books for sure. Miss or not, there's just not enough time to get all these kills and get away. As impressive as these final shots look, it won't be enough, and Limitless will forfeit a tie.
I don't even know if Poseidon is going to be able to get away if a gun blows black. Excuse me, back. No.
Nope, just dead.
Able to get there. Oh, okay. That's the spirit. Okay, gets away. To fight
Dude,
one more time as they run it back with no guns. Limitless, like I said, playing for overtime more than anything else. There's no reason to go forcing here. That would be an absolute madman's decision, but they got their wits about them. They seem to have some semblance of a game plan with GRAPE having that smoke, a little bit of pistols shared around the wealth, at least being spread enough to where they might be able to find some kills here and there. More than anything else, they're going to be biding their time and developing a game plan moving into what is going to be the penultimate round of the game to decide whether or not Might are going to be able to make this comeback from an 8-4 deficit a reality.
Cops taking a jump from guaranteeing themselves the lead for the first time, and not only this map, but this series. All right, let's relax now. 2 kills. I don't like it. Trades are coming through a lot more frighteningly than what initially anticipated. Wait, they have the bomb. They have the bomb and guns and a molly. Hold on a moment. What I thought was a free hand-me-down round is all of a sudden a little more worrying. And I wonder if they're going to try to go for some cheeky boost, maybe get a deep angle in spawn. Something unexpected, something unanticipated, because you have to remember, there's still no armor here. There's still not any utility now that that Molotov's been thrown. And they're going to reposition because of it. It's a very uncomfortable spot to sit yourselves in, but there's nothing you can really do about it. They both hold down, hoping that maybe their reaction times and their shots can carry them through in the round, but after eventually getting so uneasy with how low the timer's dwindling, they're just going to reposition, gamble on the 50-50, and throw rock, paper, scissors with each other to see which site they go to. In mid, the world is Might's oyster right now, and they'll never exchange glances with Limitless, but they are certain that they've snuck their way up into B ramp. No. At least not acting like it, still seeing nothing over at B. They've pretty much passed each other like ships in the night.
Limitless probably going to have an idea as to what's going on here and now. As this time has run so low, the ace at execute would be a near suicide. Fact is now, smoke hits the ground, the bomb will soon do the same. I don't know. Do they save?
I think you save here.
They're going to buy next round anyway.
You can easily go get an op, though. You have an AK here. It's more utility. I don't know. I just don't see a lot of value for them in doing this. It's so unfeasible to assume they win with no kits, with no utility, with low damage on, or with low health on Poseidon, or not health, Poseidon, but
or
Doom.
Play for exits, rather, I guess, is what I would do here.
Even so, it feels more risk than it's worth. Yeah, grab the op, Poseidon, protect him, make sure. Yeah.
Not what I thought you meant.
You just protect this now. Yeah. Can't get this in the next round if this is taken away. So there is some emphasis for Might on trying to find these Huns, but at the same time, Dan's himself isn't sitting so pretty funds-wise. But as I said, Might have finally established a lead, but it's a fragile one at that. 5 kills separate Might from ruining the 2-0 dreams of Limitless, or, on the opposite end, sending us to overtime and making things a lot more interesting.
Yo. No better way to have really set up last round of regulation. Everybody in their place. And right now, Doom with that movement.
Oh, nice out!
Off guard, and that's massive. A great scalp to claim. And Doom, not done yet, sticks around and hence his ground as he and DJ both on the opposite side of that smoke have 2 players to cut through. DJ looks to send himself ahead. Flash from his teammates, I think. And GRAPE will find that kill. Excuse me, Dane will find that kill with the damage dealt from GRAPE. And this was starting to fall into its face. It's looking like an overtime already.
Not good.
Great analysis.
This is looking like it's got overtime. Just destroyed the whole flow. Oh, man. This is going to overtime, man. Needless to say, it's looking poor. This is a bad spot for Mike.
No, you're actually a super genius. Don't worry about it. DJ 1v5, 21 HP. Nate goes a little bit wide, but so does Dane, and he's going to be able to find that shot. We go 12-12. We go again, and Ancient doesn't stop delivering in regulation. We got more to come. It's going to be all the chips onto the table. We got that 12.5k cash fund. The MR12 format, making that shift, I believe that's when we did it. I don't know if this has been a staple for FACEIT, or rather ESEA for the long term. I just genuinely don't remember, but it's one that really puts the pressure on the AWP investments, right? Because just 3 rounds straight, if you lose 2 outright and you invest in the AWP for both of them, you're going to be kind of hard pressed in that final round. This is what we thought was going to be a battle to see in the last round of regulation with everything that they had. Now kind of falls a lot shorter of our expectations. Doom does it again. A second. You better believe that he's able to get that one as he hits that move and he feels the confidence required to be able to do so. And Snakes, what more can be seen as he finds his one only space now, as everyone else has fallen off the site. It's Nifty's off that might be able to zone off the CTs and give them room to plant, but they still need to retrieve the bomb, and it's Scar to do so. But will they have time in order before the CTs arrive?
This is going a lot better in the final parts of the round, at least for Might, but that's only temporal. Doom goes again for re-aggression, and so far he's to credit for every kill in the round. Looks to keep that train rolling, but it's derailed by Scar. Doesn't mean it's all for nothing. You've still got great positioning if you're Limitless and Nifty. I don't know if he's ready for Danejoris to be this close. Dude, it's just, that's the freest kill you're ever going to get. And now Scar has to walk into the belly of 2 separate hungry CTs who are ready to trade off with one another just like that. Limitless reestablish themselves as the leaders, but that shouldn't matter much. Mike, plenty in the reserves to throw another buyout.
I want to see if Doom tries to go for that same jump again. I don't know. If a third time is it the charm. I think it might be a little bit pushy. He might be asking a lot. Either way, him making that maneuver in 2 rounds that really relied on somebody doing something to be able to shake things up. I'm going to give them a leg up now as that AWP is posted back towards a map, or side of the map, excuse me, that they've left vacant time and time again. I actually do like to see them stacking some bodies here because it looks like Scar and Co might actually look to crawl over towards that site. Oh no, instead, DJ's grouped with the pack. Scar might still meet his maker.
Like, Doom is in A now. You're never going to expect this. This is a common thing. You might anticipate it, right? You'll jiggle, you'll bait out the op shot of Poseidon, but Doom has not been here the entire match. This is a free kill. I guarantee it. Maybe Poseidon throws in a shot to really give Scar some false sense of security. Oh, but no, instead, Doom's going to aggress, take matters into his own hands, and he is hitting right now. 24 on his back. I don't imagine he's done there. Beautiful exec incoming too. Nifty bomb down at the very last few seconds of this smoke before it fades. Wow. Nade in, Molly to follow up. Nifty's going to be forced into the open. Free kill again. And now this is a lost cause, it seems.
Kills are coming in kind. Player on the top of the box. It's not a position that's going to catch anybody off guard, especially when there's a smoke in front of him. Dane doesn't give a damn. He's going to do it either way. Sight or not. Dance with the spray that looked like it had the makings of something that could have been great as Doom is taking down low just the same. Grape is there to refrag though, and the bomb is already being defused. It's 14, Limitless. This is a massive effort here on Ancient. So it was already an 8-4 half. Let's slip to the wayside, but better late than never do they come to life and make this one look like it's theirs. They own this, and they might be able to win it with 3.
I'm still not fully sold yet. I still want to see what the last round has to offer. Might finally call another one of their timeouts. There were a couple of rounds in regulation when we were both in agreement. Yes, they probably should be calling one here, but still with plenty to spare, they decide to toss one out because things have not been going their way in overtime. Hell, they went up 12-11 ever since they've been absent. Also, I just realized Mello is an A4 user. My goat.
Good. Done.
It's good. Not as good as you, though.
Back to you.
What?
Thanks. You? I have a girlfriend, though.
They're all taken. Like basketballs in a gym. All the good ones are taken.
All good. Shoot your shot? Is that what you're saying?
No, like, you know how they
No.
bring out the rack of basketballs when you're going to play basketball in gym class?
And everybody just rushes to them, yeah.
Right. So by the time you get there, all the good ones are taken.
Well.
Yeah.
Already in this round, it's been a lot slower of a pace than we're used to seeing from Limitless, particularly Doom. For better or for worse. As at this point now, Mike can kind of just go take whatever they will please. It's going to be what happens after the fact that's going to matter the most. The bodies are stacked up towards the B site, giving them much room to breathe right now, though. They're kind of stuck into this one. As their utility is starting to dwindle, the retake is going to get a little bit awkward if they continue to dump out the utility as they have already, but the A ramp is going to be the least of their worries. Excuse me, B ramp is going to be the least of their worries for the time being.
And again, Might are taking a lot of time, and there's still plenty of counter utility on both ends of the map right now. So I think there's a lot more risk than they're actually bargaining for, especially if they lean back toward A, which currently holds a majority of it with a molly and a smoke inbound. 36 seconds here, almost getting to this point where you can just start chaining pieces of utility. Poseidon with the op, shoots his shot. Probably going to bink a smoke off the wall. No, instead, he'll play around the donut boxes like it is a playing ground. And again, it seems like he'll shut down the round himself. A third chirped up for Poseidon. And now DJ on 8 HP. It's either walk into the molly and die or walk into a CT and die. Either way, the result's same. A 15-12 lead heading into their T side.
Peek left, peek right, peek left, peek right. One after another, he gets those kills, and it looks like a matchmaking game, to be honest. And I play a whole hell of a lot of them with that, guys, so I would know. It's playing it like it's a death match, and they just keep spawning in the same place. It's easy enough when he's on the gun. Doom now. Making this one happen towards the late stages. GRAPE had done his work in regulation, that much is for sure. As the last 5 or 6 rounds or so, those two starting to rise to the occasion. Might starting to flounder, starting to deflate into what was looking like a serious comeback story, Andrew.
Yes. Still is technically a comeback story. Just one that's going to be a hell of a lot longer than one measly map. If you're Limitless, this will be a season-long comeback story. And one that starts now. Solidified with 5 more kills, a possibility. But that breeds patience and potentially worry. Don't want to be making the first mistake. Again, this game could mean so much for you down the line. But they spread themselves out around the map. And nobody's too eager to make the first push just yet. It's fairly basic, and Might aren't giving them an inch. Instead, going tit for tat on the default holds with a minute shoot off of the clock and nobody yet seen. Oh, got it like that. DJ
Great.
eventually
Shot.
gets away. Oh my god, no, a double? That's insane. That might just be the game.
That is an absolute masterclass of aim right there. The crosshair placement is sublime. Snaps from one to the next like it's nobody's business. This bomb site. 2 flashbangs. Good luck getting back, my friend. They've got a smoke to replenish even. Shot in the dark, and Nifty's gonna need one hell of a shot. We're gonna open up this site now as Dance is on the back foot. It's gonna have to take massive effort from him, even still, though, to be able to catch them off guard. They've got every avenue under lock and key. Shut out of the site, and shut out of this game. Shut out of the best of ones, as they might get their kills now. But with the kid on 1, none on Dance, he's gonna have to pick it up and kill 3 in the matter of 10 seconds. I do not think so. That is going to do it, and Limitless do eventually take it across the line on Anubis, as well as Ancient here on the night. They go up 2-0.
Takes some overtime, and it doesn't mean it was clean. It doesn't mean there were no issues to be talked about for Limitless. There were a lot of them. It was a little rampant toward the end of the game. The fact is, there was a big comeback allocated even after having a pretty sizable lead. However, what matters is the fact that for now, you can rest assured knowing that comeback story I had previously discussed, it may be all on the table.